Okay, so Fiona Lindsay, tell us a little bit about your company, how you got involved with them, and what you love most about what you do.
Whew, great questions, Tracy. Thank you. So I have actually been with For Life Research since 2004. Bit of a funny story how I got involved. Back then, my husband had been made redundant from Mitsubishi Motors in Adelaide, so we were faced with either finding him another job or finding a business, and frankly we didn't want to work for anybody else again. Interestingly, I had already been involved in network marketing for some time prior to that, had a bit of a negative experience, didn't really want to get back into the industry again, so we responded to an ad in the paper believing it was a traditional bricks and mortar business. Then when we started actually looking into it, found out it was network marketing. And it was just such a great presentation. It captured my attention. So we certainly did a lot more research and looked into it a lot more thoroughly, and haven't looked back since. Here we are 13 years later.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about your products that your company distribute.
Yep. So For Life Research is what we call the immune health company. So our flagship product is a product called transfer factor. And transfer factors are the smallest molecules found in colostrum. And what they do is they recognize, respond, and remember outside invaders, because we're coming up across outside stuff all the time attacking our bodies, and it's really our immune systems that pretty much keep us alive. Transfer factors are the reason why we're told as mums to feed our babies, to breastfeed, because it's transferring that immune information from the mum to the baby. So it's obviously really, really important, and it's something that we can now ingest as adults and take on that immune information to, as I said, build a solid immune system.
Cool. And what are some of the best benefits you've had from using the products yourself or with your family?
Yep. Yeah, I've got a pretty awesome product story. So when I actually discovered that this was what the product was, I was like, oh God, here we go again. I've suffered really badly from endometriosis, asthma, and eczema my whole life. My eczema was so bad that I was literally covered from head to toe. I was a prisoner of my home. My face was swollen pretty much all the time. My eyes used to puff up and close over. I was probably one of the most allergic people in the country, actually. I can claim that honour. If anyone who's watching this has allergies, then they may well have heard of what's called the LGE test. Most people's LGE levels, it's basically how doctors calculate how allergic a person is, what their response is. A normal person's is 110, mine's 1,106. So I react to everything.
Go away, Coco.
Except dogs. I was addicted to prednisolone. I was on 50 milligrams a day, and for any of those people who know what prednisolone is, it's highly addictive. So it's a bit like coming off heroin. It's pretty nasty stuff, but I needed it to manage my allergies. So I had been to all of the doctors, all of the alternative doctors, and tried different diets and therapies, and I basically just tried transfer factor thinking, it's going to work for everybody else, it ain't going to work for me. 10 days after I started taking it, my itching stopped, and I literally used to scratch myself with knives, scissors, anything sharp that I could get my hands on, because the pain of actually opening my skin with something sharp was better than the itch. I used to wake up and go to bed crying every night because the itch felt like bugs were all over me. It was pretty severe, and obviously I was covered in bleeding, pus-filled welts all over my body. So after 10 days of taking transfer factor, the itching stopped. That got my attention, and then 3 weeks after that, all of the wounds had disappeared. My face stopped swelling, and I kind of looked like a normal person. My asthma was quite severe as well. I used to be on medication every 2 hours. I was in hospital several times a year, every year. I'd get chest infections, bronchitis, pneumonia, all that sort of stuff, on Ventolin and preventers every 2 hours. Now I'm down to once or twice a week. So again, it's and that's the old cliche, it's transformed my life, but it really has. I'm able to do things now that I just couldn't do 15, 20 years ago. So it's definitely made a huge impact on how I live my life now, for sure.
Cool. So you've been with the company for over a decade or so. Tell me what changes have happened as well in that time with your lifestyle. You know, how's your life different now as a result of what you're producing with your business as well?
Yeah, I live a pretty different life these days. Wow. I guess I was probably, because I'd been in network marketing before, I kind of had an understanding of, what worked, what didn't. So I became quite successful quite early on with my current company, which was a little bit unusual. So, I mean, that gave us real choices. I was able to be at home with my son. I didn't have to take on a job. And yeah, I was just able to pretty much, back then, obviously it's different for me now, but back then, before social media, I was only working probably 3 hours a day, and that's kind of all I needed to do to earn the income that I was earning. Obviously today with social media, it's quite different, the landscape, but I think it's just given me choices of what I can be at home for my sons. I can, go to school things. I can make my own choices. I'm not working to someone else's schedule. So I suppose that's probably been the biggest thing.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Now, Mum's Home-Based Business Expo, we're obviously going to be showcasing people from multitude of companies across the board, and you've been around for a little while in the industry. So tell the mums out there that are watching this, that are looking for a home-based business, that obviously everyone's looking for money, but what's the one thing that you believe is the other hidden thing that you get from being involved in a company like yours that you didn't know about before you got involved, that's been a massive benefit?
With my company, you mean, or with the industry?
With the industry or your company, either.
Okay, yep. Wow. We could go on, but I guess if we talk in a general sense of the industry, I just love being around positive people who are so committed to their personal development, and being able to have those opportunities to build yourself. I mean, we're not given those opportunities in the corporate world. Not that I was in it for that long, but I think it's, and like I said before, it's just about having real choices to be able to create the lifestyle that you want. You're not on anyone else's schedule. And I just find that in a general sense, the industry just brings together like-minded people that are really committed to helping and supporting others in creating the lifestyle that they want. And I just think it's just such a beautiful thing, because you're creating true win-win situations. And I really don't understand any other industry, that does that so beautifully well, like we do. I mean, there are just so many benefits. We just don't have enough time to talk about it here.
Absolutely.
I've been on amazing trips and had tremendous opportunities. That I know that there's no way, had I been working for someone else, I would never have had the opportunities and got to meet the amazing people that I've got to meet. And there isn't a single day that I don't wake up and just absolutely, I love where I live, I love what I do, I love the people that are around me, and I love the fact that I can spend as much time as I want or not with my kids, and I get to travel the world every year. I mean, it's just the most amazing lifestyle, and I never stop learning, and that I love as well. So I mean, there's not too many things I don't love about it.
Awesome. Thanks very much for your time today, Fiona, and we're looking forward to spending more time with you at the expo.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tracy.